Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. Today we're starting a new series called Tapping Pattern Unit 1 and it's interesting. I love two-hand tapping on the bass and I like it for many reasons, not necessarily to perform. Sometimes if I'm working out a composition and I'm trying to work out a piano part but I don't have access to a piano at the time, I'll tap out the notes on the bass the best I can, at least give me a foundation, and then I can go and transcribe it and put it onto another instrument. Also, I just love it because it gives me a way to play polyphonically on the bass and create bass lines and melodies that occur at the same time. Plus, I've never been one to not want to study every element of the bass. I mean, if tomorrow someone creates a technique where they use a piece of linguine and hit the fingerboard with it, I'll probably give it a shot, and then I'll eat the linguine because I'm a musician. We're always hungry, you know this. All right, today, tapping pattern number 1. So I'm going to go over slowly, but you might find it valuable to subscribe to my Patreon so you can actually download the PDF. One reason is I notate very specifically on my tapping materials where right-hand tapping notes, the head of the notes are diamond shaped, and then the tab has a diamond element around it, so it can show you which notes are right-hand tapped or fretting hand tapped, and which ones, fretting hand tapped, and which ones are plucking hand tapped. So let's start with a very simple sequence lick. A sequence lick is something that just repeats over and over again, and it's very much like a machine. It's like a rhythmic machine working where it doesn't have starts and stops. It's just a flow. I've heard it referred to as a kinetic lick. So let's start with this. Now I apologize for this bass. I don't have any dots on it, but I will help you along the way. The first note we're going to tap is the E on the 7th fret of the A string. Then we're going to tap with, you can use pinky or ring. I use the ring until that gets tired, and then I use the pinky. Don't judge. So anyway, I play the E, and then I play on the 9th fret on the D string, the B. So I'm actually establishing just a power chord, if you will. But I tap the first note, the E, then the B, and then I go up with this hand on the 12th fret. This is my 12th fret, and I tap the 12th fret D on the D string and the 12th fret G. Now let's get just that part. If you're familiar with my teaching style, I break it down to the smallest component, we perfect that, then we add a variation, and that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing is we're going to go E, B, D, G. So just get that sequence going. So the first variation we're going to do is we're going to take these 12th fret notes. We're going to leave this hand here for now, and we're going to take these 12th fret notes and just move them to the 11th fret. And instead of tapping the D string and then the G string, we're going to invert that and go G string and the D string. So that'll sound like this. Okay? So we go. If you're having a hard time with the tapping part, the right hand tapping or the plucking hand tapping of this, I really recommend anchoring your thumb on the fingerboard. It gives us that opposable action that lets the taps be really strong, and it gives me a point of reference, so after a while you won't even have to look. You'll know where the different strings are just by in relationship how spread out your fingers are from your thumb. So get used to that, just slide it. I don't really anchor it like hard, it's just resting on there so I can slide it. So you'll notice with my right hand, for this lick, my plucking hand, I'm kind of like lined up with the strings. I'm not coming in at this angle, I'm not coming straight down. And that's because this action. It'd be really hard to try to do it this way. So I rotate my hand down, so then it's super simple. You can just loop that for a while, but there on the written part, the second staff shows you how you can take now the E and the B, move it so where it's the 8th fret and the 10th fret. In this case, the C and the G, a power chord in C, but I don't move my right hand this time, which is a really cool concept. Like you'll keep the fretting hand in one spot, you move the plucking hand back and forth, then you keep this the same, the plucking hand, and you move the fretting hand to another tonic and set up a different chord, and it's kind of cool sounding. So here's with the E, now the C. Sorry, that was sloppy. That's cool. If you happen to get a lot of overring on these kinetic licks where there's not a lot of time for you to stop any strings that are sympathetically vibrating, there's really cool little fret wrap from Groove Tools that I really like. You can just pull it up there. It just lightly deadens the strings so you get a little more of a clean tapping technique. So work that out. Now I demonstrated it faster there so you could kind of see how it flows at higher tempos, but don't put any pressure on yourself. If this is brand new, you've never tapped before, start just with the left hand. Just do that. If you don't have a fret wrap, you can actually just reach and just mute the strings here, just to hear your attack, make sure it's clean. And then just work the other hand out, where you can just, before you even try putting them together, just work out each element and then put them together. It's a cool little exercise, and it's a good, like, putting your toe into the pond of getting into tapping. It's just using a couple fingers. Ultimately, we'll use all 8 fingers in some of the tap lines I show you. But right now, this is a very cool, simple way to kind of get into it. See if you're interested in it. See if it resonates with you. I sure like it, and there's a lot of fun things I've been able to do, and actually I've been paid to do it, which is interesting. I've actually gotten gigs because I could tap elements out, so there's a vocational aspect to it at all. So that's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you want me to review anything. Remember, I will redo a video as a second shot at it. I'll reboot concept if I can go deeper, if I've somehow said something wrong or whatnot, or you want me to go into more detail. I love it. I want to get this to be a two-way conversation, so please utilize either the comment section, or if you want to just communicate with me one-on-one, you can email me at dtitus@daletitus.com. Today's Encore item is, boy, I always, all right, so I have a tendency to go back and show you a lot of our founding fathers of bass, because they're iconic and maybe you're not familiar with them. But here is a current player, and I say current, but he's been out for a long time and he's just a valued member of our society, Adam Needy. Adam released this a couple years ago, Not of This World, and I checked it out, I bought it, and what I loved a lot about it is Adam, as young as he is, just brought this really great, like, fun element to fusion again. It's just fun, and the compositions are amazing. The bass playing is jaw-dropping, and there's so much here to like kind of unpack as you kind of listen to it and play along with it. He also has his own lesson channels, I believe. You can check out his website, and he's just an amazing advocate for bass, and I just love his approach to music. And this I was going to like point out my favorite tracks, but there's 8 tracks on here, and I can't pick a favorite. They're great. I don't know if, like you guys, maybe you're the same way, but a lot of times my critical listening I'll do when I'm driving around. And so this stayed in my CD player in my truck for months, and it's just still, like, I just love it. And it's one of those CDs that when I listen to it, it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel really excited to be part of this community. So check it out. It's available. I believe I got it off his website, I believe. So, but you can probably find it on any place that sells CDs. But check it out. Adam Needy's Not of This World. Just such a fun, I can't even describe it, man. Just a really outstanding music, great compositions, wonderful bass playing that ranges from like powerful, like guttural playing to like the most intricate melodies and great bass tones on it. His bass sounds so great on this. So check that out. So we have Tapping Pattern 1 and Adam Needy's Not of This World. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you found this a fun video, and I'm excited to show you. I have a lot of tapping patterns I can show you over the years I've developed that I can't wait to share with you. But let me know what you think. Also, I say this on occasional videos because I never want it to become like that you guys forget about this, but you have control over like what I teach. I'm going off of kind of a syllabus that I've taught for years through private lessons, through my time at Musicians Institute, but I am totally into like changing it up. And if you guys are like want to like, hey, can you cover this, or what about this technique, what about this, I would love to do it, and I'll interrupt whatever I'm doing and try to get it in. And if I don't do well what you're asking me to teach, I'll find someone, and we'll invite them onto the soundstage and have them do a unit on it. It's about the community. That's, utmost in my mind. So thank you so much. Please like the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, tap the bell notification so you'll be notified every time that I post something up. If you do want the sheet music for my content, all my video lessons, and any other additional materials, it's available to those who are subscribers to my Patreon account. I really value that. It's going to help me grow this whole channel to be better than it is now, and I want to always be improving. I hope a year from now my videos look and sound a whole bunch different because I've been able to invest into the lessons. But that is patreon.com/everything bass. Capital E on the everything, capital B on the bass. If it's within your means and you can monthly subscribe to that, believe me, those funds will be put to great use, and I really appreciate your support. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you later.